and then you're on a ton of performance-enhancing drugs that stimulate collagen to the moon and back, but the collagen is not available. And now your body wants to synthesize collagen type 1 and 3 in the connective tissue, and only 4 of the however many essential amino acids that are required for collagen synthesis are available. What do you think is going to happen? Vigorous Steve here. Let's discuss over-the-counter supplements you can use year-round. Actually, you should be using them year-round anyway, as do I. Over-the-counter supplements you can use to keep your joints, tendons, ligaments, and all of the connective tissue as healthy as possible. And prevent yourself from snapping that shit accidentally. When you're flexing your biceps, for example, or when you're training insane. Or when you're riding dirt bike or doing other extreme sports, or slipping on the ice, or suplexing the guy that's curling in the squat rack. Whatever might happen, your tendons, ligaments, joints, connective tissue will be healthy and strong enough to deal with all of that nonsense. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Steve, what about the TB500? What about the BPC157? What about the Anavar? What about the growth hormone? What about this? What about that? We'll save all of that for another video where we'll discuss the performance-enhancing drugs. And we'll do 2 performance-enhancing drug videos when it comes to joints, tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue. One to keep them as healthy as possible, and another one in case you did snip that shit accidentally and need to go on a very extensive and expensive healing protocol to get yourself back into physical shape as soon as possible. So this one is just for the drug-free guys as well. We're going to discuss supplements so you can have tendons of steel and prevent yourself from getting injured, regardless of the situation that you find yourself in, because you've always been supplementing the correct building blocks for your joints, tendons, ligaments, connective tissue to be strong, healthy, and minimal inflammation all the time. Let's get into the supplementation, starting with the micronutrients. Steve always with his micronutrients. I know, guys, but it's important. You need those building blocks all the way down to the micronutrient, not just the macronutrient, the protein and the carbs and the fats. You also need the micros. On a daily basis, you never should be in a micronutrient deficiency because then you're compromising your connective tissue by choice, right? It's your choice to be in a micronutrient deficiency. And it could lead to injury over time. So let's start with that first. Vitamin A, beta-carotene, and retinol. Both are important for connective tissue health. You can get the beta-carotene vitamin A from sweet potato or carrots or vegetables in general, all full with beta-carotene vitamin A. 200 grams of sweet potato should probably already give you more than enough vitamin A for connective tissue health. And when it comes to retinol, salmon is full with retinol, so is whole eggs, and of course beef liver. I think even 30 grams of beef liver will already give you to the top of the upper tolerable limit for retinol vitamin A. 200 grams of sweet potato, 30 grams of beef liver, and you should be set. You can eat that on a daily basis unless you don't like sweet potato or beef liver. And then you have to look somewhere else, including over-the-counter multivitamins that usually come with a decent amount of beta-carotene, and some of them even contain retinol. Vitamin D3, 20 minutes of full-body sunlight exposure to synthesize adequate amounts of vitamin D. If that's not within your means because of the global situation, 5,000 IU's vitamin D3. That can come from vitamin D3 supplements, or a combination supplements of vitamin K and vitamin D3. And vitamin K also plays a very regulatory role in the health of connective tissue because vitamin D3 and K both help with the absorption and delivery of calcium, which is which is in the bones, and that's where your connective tissue is attached to. So not only do the tendons need to be healthy, your bones need to be healthy as well. Because, we see a lot of these freak accidents where the tendon spontaneously ruptures from the bone. Is that calcium deficiency? Is that magnesium deficiency? Vitamin D3 deficiency? Vitamin K deficiency? Phosphorus deficiency? one or the other, or are crushing your estrogen for prolonged periods of time. So look into the vitamin D3, 5,000 IUs, whether from a single supplement, full body sunlight exposure for 20 minutes, or a vitamin K supplement, which is in combination with vitamin D3. Vitamin K, usually 180 micrograms of vitamin K1, K2, MK4, and MK7. Most of the supplements go up to 1,000 micrograms in a combination of these vitamin K formulas. So look into those. And as I said before, calcium and magnesium both play a contributing role to the health of tendons, joints, and ligaments because they're very prominently used in bones, which is where the connective tissue is attached to. With calcium, you want to get that from food sources. You don't want to take a supplement when it comes to calcium because you don't want the bombardment of calcium into your arteries, potentially contributing to plaque buildup. So you want a steady influx of calcium over the course of the day. I would look into yogurt, for example. I have yogurt every day before bed because, right, it's partially digested due to the probiotics which are contained within, and it doesn't really contribute to acne, unlike all the other dairy products like cheese or milk or chocolate, right, or whey protein also contributes to acne. So I have a little bit of yogurt before bed, supplies a decent amount of calcium for my daily requirement. You can look into hydrolyzed casein protein. And then some of the carbohydrate sources also contain calcium, like oats, for example. And right, many of the animal meat sources and some of the vegetables also contain calcium. So it's usually not a big deal to get a decent amount of calcium in your diet. And otherwise, you can always supplement with hydrolyzed casein or yogurt on top of whatever you're getting from your other food sources. Magnesium is a little bit more difficult, especially when you're an athlete and you're training frequently. So your magnesium requirement is a lot higher than normal. So I supplement with 200 milligrams of magnesium bisglycinate or glycinate or citrate. All three are very bioavailable, but I prefer magnesium bisglycinate. 200 milligrams with each meal. 5 meals per day, that's 1,000 milligrams of magnesium from magnesium bisglycinate supplementation. Now, phosphorus is also important in bone health and connective tissue health, but most people get sufficient amounts of phosphorus from their animal meat sources. So it's not something you have to supplement on top. If you do need to supplement with phosphorus because you're restricting to particular meat sources or you're a vegan, 99 milligram tablets are available, and you might need to take a hefty dose of those tablets just to get a sufficient amount of phosphorus in your diet. There's zinc, of course, also contributes. Zinc contributes to many processes in the body, including gene transcription, which is required to grow connective tissue and bone health and everything else in the body. Most guys get about 15, 20, 25 milligrams of zinc from their diet, and then you supplement perhaps with 25 milligrams of zinc picolinate on an empty stomach on top of whatever you're getting from your diet, right? You're not getting into the range where you might experience zinc toxicity, which is established over 200 milligrams per day, but there's issues with zinc intake over 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams, 150 milligrams per day. So 25 milligrams zinc picolinate is reasonably safe to take year-round to keep your connective tissue and immune system and everything else very, very healthy and functioning optimally. And then there's manganese. Deficiency is actually quite rare. Some of the multivitamins contain a little bit of manganese, and most people get a decent amount of manganese from their diet. It's not something you have to supplement on top of whatever you're getting from your multivitamin or your diet, but still it plays a regulatory role in the health of connective tissue, bones, and skin. And then there's iodine that mostly has to do with metabolism. Having a little bit of iodized table salt or using a little bit of kelp seaweed usually supplies enough iodine for functioning metabolism. Those are pretty much the micronutrients. Deficiency in one or either or all of them would lead into impaired bone growth, impaired wound healing, and perhaps the spontaneous rupturing of tendons if you're in a chronic micronutrient deficiency over time. Keep all of that in mind. Right? The only thing you really need to supplement is zinc, magnesium, vitamin D3 and K, and the rest you probably get sufficient amounts from your diet or your conventional cookie cutter over-the-counter multivitamin. All right, let's discuss the real supplements. Get that out of the way. Collagen, guys. Collagen supplements. I've been hammering it in to you guys here on this YouTube channel. I made an article on my website, Everything You Need to Know About Protein Powders, where I go in depth about why collagen supplements is superior over whey protein. Still, nobody wants to follow this advice. Well, it is what it is. I've been taking collagen for the last couple of years. Yes, I understand that collagen supplements are dank as fuck. It's disgusting to take, even when they're flavored. Look at it this way. Collagen, gelatin, and whey is the perfect combination. You use whey as a flavoring agent to make the collagen and the gelatin post-workout or pre-workout shake a little bit more palatable, right? And you can go with whey protein with vanilla flavor or chocolate or strawberry or birthday cake or whatever freaking flavor the whey comes in nowadays. I mean, it's all over the place, honestly. A bubblegum flavor. I've seen it all. Whatever flavor of whey you like, you take 10 grams, 20 grams to flavor your gelatin and collagen. The only benefit of whey protein over gelatin and collagen is that whey protein contains a lot of branched-chain amino acids, especially compared to collagen and gelatin. They're reasonably low in branched-chain amino acids, and that's why the whey is there. Now, most people get sufficient amounts of BCAAs, the leucine, the isoleucine, and the valine from their diet. If you were to track all your amino acids from your diet alone, you'll see that you get 20, 30 grams of leucine or isoleucine or valine on a daily basis. Do you really need to supplement BCAAs on top? Well, the supplement industry tells you, but I feel otherwise. Still, it's beneficial to mix a little bit of whey with your collagen and gelatin to get a little bit additional leucine and isoleucine and valine in that combination so you can get that sweet, sweet protein synthesis started post-workout. 10 grams, 20 grams of whey is more than enough. And that will supply you with 2 times, 3 times the BCAAs compared to 20 grams of gelatin plus 20 grams of collagen combined. So yes, that's a 60 gram protein shake resulting in 55 grams of protein, decent amount of BCAAs. And the main reason why we want the collagen and gelatin, well, is because connective tissue is made from collagen type 1 and 3, and collagen provides collagen type 1 and 3 with a decent amount of glycine. Collagen supplements have a very high glycine concentration. And when you focus on animal meat sources, you get a lot of methionine, which in a process of methylation might displace or lower glycine content within the body. So it's very important, if you want to keep your connective tissue as healthy as possible, to create a scenario where protein synthesis is started post-workout or at any other point during the day by providing a little bit of BCAAs, which are not present as much within collagen or gelatin. And then you have the collagen and gelatin for the glycine, which is the main building block of collagen type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the other collagen types. I believe it's up to 30% of the collagen, depending on what type the collagen is in the skin, the connective tissue, or cartilage, for example. So you want to adequately supply additional glycine in your diet. You get plenty of methionine, you get plenty of the other essential amino acids. All you need to do is supplement glycine on top. I like a ratio of 2:1 from the glycine to the methionine. Worked very, very well for me. 20 grams of collagen, 20 grams of gelatin per day, right? Per day, or 5 times per week. Pre-workout, post-workout will put you in that ideal ratio. If you're eating the typical bro foods, right? The eggs and the salmon and the beef and the chicken or the turkey or the bison or the deer, right? All those animal meat sources that are very common in the fitness space. Supplement a little bit of collagen and gelatin on top, so you have that ideal glycine to methionine ratio of 2:1. Worked very, very well for me. Worked very well for my clients. All of their connective tissue is very, very healthy, whether they take performance-enhancing drugs or not. And this shake alone of 20 grams gelatin, 20 grams collagen, and 20 grams whey protein will give you 10,000, 11,000 milligrams of glycine alone. highly beneficial for the health of your connective tissue. Now, I know what you're going to say, but Steve, when you consume gelatin, collagen, whey protein, your digestive tract breaks all of that down into simple amino acids and peptides. And yes, that's very true, but now all those simple amino acids and peptides are available in the correct ratio for your body to restructure that into collagen type 1, 3, 2, 4, whatever, within connective tissue. So when you supply these building blocks at the correct time, at the time post-workout, for example, or around the workout, when you did a little bit of damage to your skeletal muscle for the sake of hypertrophy, and perhaps your connective tissue get a growth response from that as well, all the building blocks are there, whether you're on performance-enhancing drugs that promote collagen synthesis or not. All the building blocks are there. Instead of being in this deficient state where the micronutrients aren't present and the glycine isn't present, and then you're on a ton of performance-enhancing drugs that stimulate collagen to the moon and back, but the collagen is not available. And now your body wants to synthesize collagen type 1 and 3 in the connective tissue, and only 4 of the however many essential amino acids that are required for collagen synthesis are available. What do you think is going to happen? Your body's not going to synthesize this collagen adequately, and your connective tissue might be compromised. I mean, look at it logically, guys. Just provide the building blocks, whether that's from the micronutrients, the vitamin A, the D3, the K, the zinc, the calcium, the magnesium, the iodine, the manganese, the phosphorus, and the collagen as well. You provide all the building blocks at the correct time for your body to put those steroids to work and start building your connective tissue healthily, right? Please, 40 grams collagen and gelatin per day is more than sufficient. I've been running that year-round, currently injury-free. Little fair warning, if you're unable to eat beef, you shouldn't be looking into collagen and gelatin supplements because they're made from hydrolyzed bovine hide. So in the process of making steaks, cows are slaughtered, and there's a little bit of a waste product. Some of the organs can be used for organ meats or sausages, but the skin is basically a leftover waste product, and I believe that cows which are used for the slaughter, their skin is not leather quality. So I could be mistaken. Whatever skin is left, right, or maybe some of that is sold for the leather industry. Whatever skin is left is then enzymatically hydrolyzed into a supplement that you can take to keep your connective tissue as healthy as possible. Now, that sounds absolutely nasty, which, well, it kind of is, but there's no other supplement out there to replace it, right? And let's be honest, when you eat steak, do you eat the tendons as well? I don't. When you get a chicken breast, what do? We cut off all that connective tissue and throw that in the bin. When you eat pork, do you eat the skin? When you eat salmon, do you eat the skin? When you eat fish, do you eat the skin? Right? So, because we're all eating animal meat sources, foregoing the connective tissue, the cartilage, some guys like bone broth, okay, that helps a little bit. That provides a decent amount of collagen with a ton of saturated fat. So, right, that you have to outweigh that. I prefer the supplements. It's almost a given that you need the additional glycine because you and me are actively avoiding glycine intake because we're throwing away the skin and the connective tissue and the cartilage, and we don't take bone broth on a daily basis. And if you do take bone broth on a daily basis, I would still supplement a little bit of collagen and gelatin on top of maybe 20 grams in total. 10 grams of collagen and 10 grams of gelatin, and the rest you can get from your bone broth formula with a decent amount of saturated fat. So again, right, caloric intake is a little bit higher for the amount of collagen that you're going to get from that bone broth. All right, it pretty much covers the gelatin and the macro supplements. Let's discuss Boswellia extract, which helps to keep your connective tissue inflammation free or lower the inflammation within the connective tissue. Highly beneficial. I've talked about this many, many times before. An over-the-counter supplement you can run year-round to keep the inflammation within your connective tissue very, very low. Now, I mentioned this in the top 5 health supplements that you can use or that are pretty much essential when you're on performance-enhancing drugs. Again, Boswellia is not essential, but if you're training insane and you want to keep your connective tissue as healthy as possible, I feel that Boswellia extract is pretty much a given. Personally, I take 500 milligrams with each meal. So right now I'm having 5 meals a day. That's 2,500 milligrams of Boswellia extract. But I may take an additional serving of 500 milligrams pre-workout or post-workout, bringing the total up to 3,000 milligrams per day. First time I ran Boswellia extract, I had results within 1 bottle. I had pain in my knees, my elbows. That was due to the synthetic carrier oils that I was running at that time. And I tried a million different supplements, which we'll discuss at the end of this video, supplements that didn't work for me. So I tried a million different supplements, and then I worked my way down the list of supplements which could help with connective tissue. At this time, I was already focusing on my micronutrients and my collagen intake. So I went through all the supplements that didn't work, and then I arrived at Boswellia extract. 1 bottle, I got relief. Unbelievable. 1 bottle. Many of my clients say the same thing. I bought Boswellia extract, I'm halfway through the bottle, and I'm buying 10 more. This shit works. Shit works. 500 milligrams with each meal, 2,500 milligrams, 3,000 milligrams per day. You will get results within 1 bottle if you have a little bit of knee or elbow pain. Bring the inflammation down with consistent Boswellia intake. And then I would advise everybody to run Boswellia extract with 500 milligrams of a Curcumin C3 complex, which has the highest bioavailability of any curcumin supplement. You can also look into curcumin phytosomes or rhizomes, the Mariva extracts. I prefer a curcumin C3 complex. I take that furthest away from my workout because it lowers systemic inflammation. And then in combination with the Boswellia extract, which predominantly lowers the inflammation within connective tissue, I feel that the synergy between both supplements, highly beneficial to keep your connective tissue as healthy as possible and prevent injury. Because again, chronic inflammation in the connective tissue inhibits the healing process. And then you're actively looking into TB500 in BPC157 or GHK copper or all the other peptides which are associated with the healing of connective tissue to actively bring the inflammation down, whether that's from the synthetic carrier oils or doing strenuous workouts or a gout, something as simple as that, right? The Boswellia extract is probably the easiest to acquire, and most people get results within 1 bottle. And if you did have a real injury, right, maybe a little micro tear in the tendon, okay, then we have to look into the TB500 and the BPC157. But the Boswellia extract can already undo a lot of harm and probably also prevent you from getting injured in the future. I run it year-round. Another thing you can try to really bring the inflammation down is hot-cold therapy. You use an ice pack to lower the inflammation, and then you use 0.05% capsaicin cream mixed with Tiger Balm. You rub that on your elbows or your knees or wherever joint is hurting, maybe your shoulder. Then you bandage this up. So if you put it on your knees or elbows, you need some sort of wrap to keep that in place. Make the area hot. It will feel like it's on fire. Make sure you wash your hands thoroughly, because the last thing you want is for a little bit of capsaicin cream or Tiger Balm on your finger. You rub your eye, and yeah, that's not a pretty sight. And you'll be underneath the faucet for half an hour trying to flush that out. Same with going to the bathroom, right? Wash your hands thoroughly because you can't walk away from this gonorrhea-like burning sensation when you leave a little bit of this Tiger Balm on your fingers when you're going to the bathroom. So a little caution is advised. Apply it to the area where you have a little bit of a joint pain. Then package that in with an elbow sleeve or a knee sleeve. Or what I used to do is I would cut some old leggings. I would just cut that up, right, in a segment of about 30 centimeters. And I would rub the Tiger Balm and the capsaicin cream around my knees and then roll up the cut off legging to keep everything in place and prevent that from leaking right down or up. Or when I was doing a leg press, right, then the Tiger Balm would be touching my chest and my chest would be burning. So again, you have to package this up nicely if you're going to use the capsaicin cream or the Tiger Balm to bring a little bit of heat to the area and allow you to train pain-free, after which, when you're done with training and allow you to have a normal workout, and bring a little bit of heat and blood flow to the area. Then you bring the inflammation down with an ice pack afterwards. It works very, very well. I did this multiple times per week when I was suffering from joint pain because I was running these synthetic carrier oils unknowingly. And I wasn't aware that the synthetic carrier oils and the systemic inflammation that they induce would cascade into terrible knee and elbow pain. It got so bad that I couldn't even walk down the stairs. So that's why I'm always adamant about trying to avoid these synthetic carrier oils, but I'll leave it for the performance enhancing drug video. So I would have a period of like 2 years when I have to use Capsaicin cream and Tiger Balm and wrap that in, do my leg workout or my arm workout, and then use an ice pack to bring the inflammation down post-workout. Worked very well, didn't solve the issue, but at least I was able to continue to train through the pain. And then last, a couple supplements that I feel didn't work. Glucosamine, I tried 3,000 milligrams per day. Chondroitin, I tried 2,500 milligrams per day. And MSM, which stands for methylsulfonyl-methane, also 3,000 milligrams per day. All in combination with hyaluronic acid, 400 milligrams per day. So all three didn't do anything. Again, it was during the period that I was experiencing connective tissue pain due to the systemic inflammation from the synthetic carrier oils. So maybe it would have worked if I had a little bit of pain in my knees and elbows due to training, not due to the synthetic carrier oils. But when I was introducing the Boswellia extract, or I was actively using the Capsaicin cream with Tiger Balm and then alternating that with an ice pack post-workout, that gave me way more relief and feeling that my joint integrity was 100% over the glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, and hyaluronic acid in combination. And that's basically double the dose of what is generally recommended for connective tissue health. Now, there's something to say for hyaluronic acid, but it's probably through the injection route where it's beneficial for connective tissue health. Again, we'll save that for the performance enhancing drug video. This video is already way too long, so I think I'll leave it at that. I hope it was informative, perhaps a little bit entertaining. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for the most comprehensive guides to bodybuilding pharmacology, you can find the ebooks on my website, vigoroussteve.com/shop. Follow me on Instagram at vigoroussteve. Look for my link tree. I got a ton of links there to the subreddit, to the Podbean, to the Spotify, where you can find all of these videos in audio format, so you can save a little bit of bandwidth for yourself. A link to Vigorous Steve, where all of the vigoroussteve.com, where all the articles are posted. Really, do yourself a favor if you have a question, and in most cases you don't get a reply in the comment section because there's too many comments and I'm a little bit too busy to answer everybody. In a lot of cases, there's an article for it, guys. Really. Just go to vigoroussteve.com. There's a search function there. Type in a keyword, and you'll probably get presented with an article which will answer most of your questions. And you can also find links for my discount codes for Gorilla Mind, Young LA, Jim Pin, iHerb, all of my affiliates, everything that I'm associated with. You can all find it in the link tree down below in the description section or in the bio of my Instagram. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll leave it at that. Front double bicep for the Vigorous crew. You guys already did what you're supposed to do. Much appreciated. See you guys in the next video.